6 questions to ask yourself to see if your expectations are realistic. Setting expectations for ourselves can sometimes get out of hand, and unrealistic expectations begin to seep in. When we're working with unrealistic expectations, stress levels may rise and our feelings of self-worth may sink. When setting expectations, it's important to ask yourself questions about them to ensure they're realistic. Today, we'll tell you the 6 questions you need to ask yourself to see if your expectations are realistic. Okay, the first question to ask is, am I creating a regular routine? It's much easier to set realistic regulation when you're used to a specific routine. This way, the structure from your routine allows you structure in what you expect to do each day. For example, if you regularly work from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., you can use that time frame to gauge what you can be expected to complete outside of work responsibilities in the rest of the time you're given each day. What do I need to make each day successful? When you wake up each morning, try to ask yourself what you need to do to make the day feel like a success. Doing this forces you to explicitly set your goals for the day and decide how you can achieve them. Doing this first thing in the morning also allows you more time to gauge how realistic those daily goals are. Beginning your day with a productive mindset will also help you feel more accomplished at the end of the day. Have I allowed myself to take a break and regroup? If you're starting to feel overwhelmed by your goals and expectations, take a second to ask yourself if you've taken proper time to step back and reassess your goals for the day. If you haven't, take a short break from what you're doing and then think about whether or not you just needed a break or if the expectation in question is too much for the day. In most cases, you'll find that taking adequate breaks throughout your day can actually increase your productivity. What are my limits? Before setting any expectation for yourself, it's important to know what your limits are. If you're aware of your limits and you respect the limits you set for yourself, you're far less likely to create an unrealistic expectation. Setting limits for yourself can look like a lot of things. For some, it may mean a specific amount of time helping others with tasks or problems. For others, it may be more focused on work deadlines and timing. What do I currently have on my plate? An important aspect of setting realistic expectations is assessing what you already have on your plate. If your plate is already full of work projects and other obligations, you probably won't want to create additional expectations to get other work done. Once you clear your responsibility plate a little, you can reassess your expectation and tweak it as necessary. Why do I have this specific expectation? After creating an expectation, ask yourself why you've made it. If you did it for yourself, then it's probably realistic. However, creating an expectation based on what others expect of you can veer dangerously close to unrealistic expectations if you aren't careful. To prevent this from happening with others, make sure you're setting healthy boundaries where necessary and knowing when to tell others no. Conclusion. Setting realistic expectations for yourself is an integral part of living a well-balanced life. Keeping your expectations within reason lets you avoid burning yourself out and potentially disappointing yourself and others. Remember to ask yourself these questions periodically to avoid unintentionally creating unrealistic expectations.
For more free educational content, visit learnforfree.biz. Content produced and distributed by AllSuperInfo.